What's going on, everybody? Keen47 aka Wolfkeen here with another edition of A Wolf's Word. Now today on A Wolf's Word, I'm going to be talking about a game that I should have reviewed a while ago, but you know me, loving to procrastinate, always wanting to do this and do that, always wanting to take his time. And you know how it goes with me. When I procrastinate, I always take too long with these type of reviews. So now I'm finally going to get to this review. I know everybody's been waiting for it, and
get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. Jesus Christ, I'm getting on with it. Anyways, I'm talking about Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, I bought this game brand new, pre-ordered it and got the signature edition. So, let's talk about some of the things about Ghost Recon. Now, I have not been a big fan of the Ghost Recon series. I used to play them back on the PS2, but I never knew what I was doing. Those were around the times when you had to really follow your objectives to a T, and you had to do everything you have to in order for you to beat the mission. In the old Ghost Recon games, at least what I can remember, you had to do all the objectives to a T, otherwise you would fail the mission. If you failed one objective, one major objective at least, the game would end for you basically. It would be game over. So this gave, sorry, I'm just a little tired. This gave the Ghost Recon series a very, very unique style. But at the same time, 007 did the same thing. Perfect Dark did the same thing. But I digress. So now let's get into the important parts, the story. Now let's talk about the story. At the beginning of the story, we're in the eyes of this group that's transporting something, and of course they get stopped by the unit Ghost Recon, or Ghost, as they're called. Basically, you play as this group who intercepts this transport convoy, takes out all the guys in that, and you find out that they're transporting weaponry and missiles to this location. But then, when you find out that there are missiles and all these weapons inside these trucks, your character finds a bomb on the missiles. So of course, your team tries to get away, they get blown up, and everybody died at the very first 5 minutes of the game. So right there is like one of the plot devices, that your squad has been killed. You're trying to find out who was the one that organized this arms deal, who's the one selling them the weapons, and all in all, who's the one that caused your squad mates to die. A little bit after, you play as this other group. They're all called Ghost Recon. They're all known as Ghost, but they're all different groups of Ghosts. I'm just going to call them by they are, Ghost Recon, because that's all I know. Now, you play as this other group of Ghost. You play as one of the characters in the group called Kozak. At least I believe that's who you play as. I think you do play as Kozak. There are 4 characters in the story. There's Ghost Leader, 30K, Kozak, and I forgot the last name, but you have all 4 of these guys. So it's a squad-based shooter like Rainbow Six. So here's how it works. It's in a distant future. I can't tell what year though. Like, it doesn't say in the back of here. I believe it says it in the game, but I'm not sure. So I really can't help you on what year this game takes place, but it is definitely in a distant future. Because you get these cool these glass-like things, almost like a monocle, which is basically like a display HUD, which basically lets you see ammo capacity in your guns. The way they have it this time around, instead of it having like a whole HUD all over your screen, instead it's like whatever shows. So next to your gun, you'll see like ammo capacity next to it, how much ammo you have left. If you're switching through your equipment, it will show you briefly stuns, sensors, and stuff like that. And then it disappears afterwards. So this way, you know, you made a choice. At least I believe it does, until you use an item. There's plenty of equipment in this game, so let's get into, but first let me continue on with the story. So basically your job is to place this group of Ghost Recon to find out who's the arms dealer, who got your squad killed, and to have this guy captured. All in all, the story's not too riveting, but it does have some points that I was like, whoa. There were a couple of points I was shocked a little bit, and there were a couple of choke points in the game that really tests you. Especially in the story. The story lasts about 10 to 12 hours. That's how long it took me to beat it. So, for a $60 game, a story to last 10 to 12 hours, and I'm telling you, this is by myself, first try, that's pretty good. So, for a story, and the cool thing is, when you beat the story, you unlock a couple of weapons for the multiplayer. That being the grenade launchers. Basically, you unlock a smoke grenade launcher, an EMP grenade launcher, and a frag grenade launcher. So playing the story is a good idea if you want these items early, and I believe they can be used by any class as a secondary weapon. In the multiplayer, that is. So now let's get into... Alright, now let's get into the characters. Like I said, there are 4 characters. Unlike other squad-based shooters, you don't control your characters directly. Which, I know, a lot of people are complaining, like, why can't I control my character? Why? That's because I feel like this is easier. Think about it. Isn't it always a hassle to figure out where to put each squad unit where, that they can handle themselves, and they can be okay, and they can survive? That was a hassle. So, I find this a little bit easier, so the fact that your squad mates are smart enough to know when you move, they'll move with you. Not to get spotted by enemies, and not to fight unless they have to. So, the squad mates are smart, so they do have a good AI. They know when to take cover, and one of my favorite things about the game is that when you're playing with your squad mates, you'll start hearing your squad mates going like, take it right in front! Like the other ones be like, where? So, and then the others be like, on the 2nd floor by the church! Basically telling you where the enemy is. I like this. I'm tired of just playing shooter games and they just like, he's over there, he's over there. Like, at least they basically tell you where the guy is. Like, they give you a good general idea where the enemy is. And I like that. That means the AI is smart enough to think. Even when you're on a sneaking phase, they'll tell you if they see enemies. Like, in one sneaking phase I was in, they were like, there's 3 enemies. Wait a minute, no, scratch that, there are 4. And then one of them asks, what are they doing? And then another one's like, just sitting around. Basically telling me, okay, there's 4 guys in the area. They're not doing anything at the moment, so maybe that would be a good time for me to get all 4 of us to kill them. That's the one and only thing you do command your squad mates on. You can have them aim at certain targets. So if you want to have like a sync shot, almost like the co-op snipe from Army of Two, basically, everybody aims at a target. When you fire, when 4 targets are aimed or when less, and you're aiming at one, you fire, they all fire. If they're all aiming at a target and you're not aiming at one, you can tell them to fire, so this way you can keep moving and you can... Let me check the time on the camera, 8 minutes. Okay, so this way you can keep moving and they'll follow up with you. I feel it's pretty good. It can be a little hit or miss though, because you really have to make sure you don't kill enemies in a crowd. Basically, if an enemy sees a dead body or sees you, they're going to be alerted and you're going to have to go through a firefight. Now let's get into the firefights. There's no health bar in this game. It's regenerating health, as we all know. Oh boy, here we go with the regenerating health. It's not too bad in this game. In higher difficulties, it's pretty difficult though. Basically, it uses the 3-strike rule. 1 down, you can get picked up. 2nd down, you can get picked up again, but next down, dead. So you really have to think smart when going through situations. You don't want to rush out there thinking, oh, my team will revive me, they'll never finish me off. Wrong. Or as he'll say it, wrong! Thank you, Lex Luthor. Anyways, you have to be smart on what you're doing. You can't just rush out there like John Rambo and expect to be okay. So you really have to be smart. You have to pick your moves wisely. Hell, even when you're getting pinned or your squad mates are getting pinned, your character will just say, like, when you're getting pinned, you'll see, like, bullets flying over your cover, hitting your cover, and your character, like, hunkered down even further than normal, basically saying, I'm pinned, I'm pinned! And the guys will be like, okay, he needs help. You can also tag targets just like in a stealth mode. You can tag targets and they'll focus on that target. So say you tagged a sniper, they'll all be focusing on taking out that one target. You can tag up to 4 targets and they'll focus on those 4. That usually helps you, especially if you're pinned. If you're pinned, that helps a lot. So I think the shooting system in this game is really good, and I think the cover system's not too bad either. The enemy AI ain't too dumb either. The enemy AI is actually pretty smart. Even though you have active camo, it doesn't mean you're fully invisible, and it doesn't mean you fully can't get caught. It just means they can't see you. It just means they can't see you from a distance. But if you get too close, someone's gonna see a near invisible guy. So you can't just walk up in front of an enemy and expect to melee him. He's gonna spot you and alert everybody else. So you have to be strategic on every situation you're in. So all in all, the shooting, the AI, the story, the characters, I love them all. It's great. The only problem I have, though, with the story, it's repetitive. It's really, really repetitive. I mean, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Stealth, shooting, stealth, shooting, stealth, shooting, stealth, shooting. That's it. It's the same thing over and over again for about 10 hours. Does it get boring sometimes? A little, but I like the locations. The locations of each and every map is good, and you can play the game any way you want. Do you want to be a straight stealth character and never get caught? Or do you want to be a straight fighter and just start fights with everything? Like, just go shooting at everything. You could do it any way you want. It's up to you how you want to play the game. They're not going to tell you. Though, if you want to go guns blazing, things are going to be a hell of a lot harder. And there's only one mission I like in the game, but I'm not going to spoil it. All I can say is, you are going to have a freaking blast with it. It's a snow level, you get to check out this cool vehicle, and it is mass destruction. It's like something I wish I had in Mercenaries 2. I wish I had that in Mercenaries 2. 12 minutes. Okay, so I talked enough about the story. Music, there's not a lot of music in the game, only at certain like choke points and stuff like that. Music's pretty good though. It's well orchestrated and it's well presented. So it's put in certain moments, like when you go in diamond formation. A diamond formation is basically you and your squad work together in a diamond to protect the VIP. Very important person. Basically, like I would be up front, one guy would be behind me, then there's the 2 on the sides. Diamond formation, and one of us is carrying the VIP. 9 times out of 10 being you. You only get to use your pistol in that, but that part being so fast-paced, it's fun. It's a fun part to go through. Now, there is still more complaints, but let's get into another thing. You can play 4-player co-op, and I did play the game again in 4-player co-op. Does the experience change when you have 4 players? Yeah, because you have to worry about 4 other people cocking up everything you do. But if you and your friends are very good teammates, like y'all can coordinate really well and work together really well, y'all can actually do way better than the AI. So you can actually do way better than the computer AI. But the computer AI is almost as good as a player. So playing by yourself and playing with friends is totally different experiences. Playing with friends, it's more fun, yes. Playing by yourself, it's not that hard. You can still play and have fun. And that's saying something. I can't say many single-player games have that motion that you want to play co-op. Like, you know, you don't have to play co-op. Like, Dead Island was one of them that you needed co-op in order for you to survive. In this game, you don't need it to survive. You can use it if you want to and have fun with your friends. And I gotta say, that's a thumbs up. Now let's get into the other modes. Guerrilla mode. I don't have much to say about it because Guerrilla mode is basically a survival mode, basically ripping off the Call of Duty survival mission. And I'm not going to say much about Call of Duty. Let me end something right here and now. I don't hate Call of Duty. I don't. I love the story and I love the co-op. I just have a problem with the multiplayer. But that's probably me, being a Battlefield player. But remember, I was a Call of Duty player first before I became a Battlefield player. I still like Call of Duty, and I'll still be playing it. Black Ops 2 might be my last one, depending, but I like Call of Duty. So all you Call of Duty fanboys out there can leave that stuff alone. I like Call of Duty. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a bigger fan of Battlefield, but I'm a big fan of Call of Duty, so no worries. You haven't lost me yet. But I digress. The Guerrilla Mode's basically a survival mode. You could play with your friends or you could play by yourself. The first stage of the mode is basically you sneaking into the location and taking the base. Afterwards, you have to defend that location from the enemies. If you're killed or the enemies take the location, you fail. Same rules apply. 3 downs, you're dead. And also, it can get pretty difficult in later rounds. But they give you some cool equipment. Every round, you can choose an equipment you want to have, like be completely invisible, switching up your weapons, refilling your ammo, stuff like that, just like in Call of Duty. So it really doesn't matter. So the Guerrilla Mode, not really much I like to talk about. It's not fun. I don't like it as much as I do the other modes. Now let's get into the real part, the multiplayer. What can I say about the multiplayer? I'm mixed. That's the truth. I'm mixed. So here we go. The multiplayer comprises of an 8 versus 8 multiplayer, only that there are 2 squads of 4. Almost like Battlefield squad feature. Basically, there are 2 squads of 4, and it's an 8v8 game. So there'll be 2 squads on one team and 2 squads on the other team. The way it works is that you can only spawn on people on your squad. And you can see everybody in the team, but you mainly can only spawn on your squad mates and see what your squad mates are doing. There are 3 classes, I believe. There's Engineer, Assault, and Recon. Or is it Scout? Whatever. Basically, in Assault class, they all use assault rifles, grenade launchers, and stuff. Not grenade launchers, grenades and stuff like that. They're your run-of-the-mill run-and-gun man. Engineers specialize in shotguns and other stuff like that. They specialize in more like sensors, so they can be like good recon to get the information you need. Then you have the Scout class, or Recon, I'm not sure, who's basically uses sniper rifles and SMGs. His specialty is that he can actually turn invisible, so in a way that helps. But as soon as you move, the invisibility goes, unlike the story mode. Each class has their own type of weaponry, and each class can be used in different ways. But you want to know something? I see more people playing Assault than anything else. And that's being honest. I see more people play Assault than anything else. It's like Assault class is what everybody's going to be using. Why? Because it has assault rifles. None of the other classes have any viable guns that can help us survive against assault rifles. Engineer mainly gets shotguns, which you gotta get close if you want kills. Scout only has sniper rifles. Again, you have to be far away to get kills. True to get SMGs as a secondary, true to get SMGs as well, Scout class, but think about it. Is an SMG really going to win against an assault rifle like an ECR, an AK, or something like that? Not really. So I kind of feel like it's overbalanced towards assault, like you're forced to use assault. But that's just me. That's just me. I have not used assault. I mainly stick to engineer and scout. Those are my 2 main classes. Instead of leveling yourself up, you level up the characters individually. Same thing like Battlefield, only there's no level system. Each time you level up a character, you're able to buy a new attachment for a weapon. Any weapon you have. So you can buy attachments for the sniper rifle, maybe put in a silencer. Check the time, 18 minutes. Alright, so you could put like a silencer on it. You could put a better scope. You could put an extended mag, special ammo, stuff like that. The gunsmith, which I didn't talk about, was in the story. The gunsmith in the multiplayer and the story is actually pretty intuitive. You can mix and match different things in the gun. So you could put like an ECR with an extended stock, maybe armor-piercing rounds, an IR sight, a silencer, a heartbeat sensor, a laser sight, a bipod, all that crap. I know that's not a real combination that people would use, but that's what you can do. You can basically mix and match everything in this game. So there's plenty of variety and there's plenty of ways to play the game. You don't play the game the same way everybody else does, I'm pretty sure. I was going to make a joke against Call of Duty, but I don't want to do that. Anyways, I digress. The multiplayer is pretty much mixed. Here's the first problem I have with the multiplayer. There's not a lot of modes. There's only 3 modes, I think, right now. That's not good. There's only 3 modes, and I only really play 1, which is basically like an objective-based game. The others, I heard, weren't very good to begin with anyways, so there's not a lot of modes. That's the issue. Number 2, my complaint to the multiplayer is that Assault class is pretty overpowered. They get grenades, they get assault rifles. The rest of the classes get like shotguns, SMGs, sniper rifles, and other crap like that. There's no way any other class can handle them in a straight up fight. They would have to stay back and wait, which is not good. I understand the assault class is the frontal man, but you need another class that can also handle himself in a frontal fight. Maybe the engineer they were thinking, but that still doesn't help. Shotguns only work up close. Assault rifles can work from long range, short range, medium range. They're versatile, unlike shotguns. Then we have my biggest problem. Ubisoft's been having problems with the servers for the longest, and it's been a while since I played, and I played it recently. They're still having problems with the servers. I swear, Ubisoft's been having problems with their servers since day 1. When I was playing with my friends after I beat the game, I was still having connectivity issues, and I saw a couple of playthroughs, mainly from DSP, aka Darkside Phil. He was having online issues too. Like every single time he would get disconnected from the Ubisoft servers, and he's on Xbox. So, if they're having problems with Xbox servers and PS3 servers, something's telling me Ubisoft is messing up something. And I can't forgive the game for that. I can't forgive the multiplayer for that, and I can't forgive the gameplay for that. That's a game-breaking part that they need to fix. Because think about it. You could be playing with your friends 1 minute, then next minute, oh, lost connection to the Ubisoft servers, please try again later. A few seconds later, you're back in the Ubisoft servers, and now you gotta invite all your friends, or have them invite you so you can get back in the game. That's not good. They need to get their act together and fix this. 22 minutes. So, let's read the back of the case like I normally do. Dominated across 10 unique maps in thrilling and innovative multiplayer modes. Now, I can't really say much on the modes. I only played 1. The 1 mode is actually pretty cool. It's objective based. Basically, you'll be protecting ammo caches, assaulting EMP spots, assaulting sensor areas, stuff like that. So I can agree with that. Experience an epic single-player campaign on your own or with up to 3 friends in co-op online. Again, this is true. The game is fun by yourself, and it's good with friends if you can get them. Create and customize more than 20 million authentic weapons with Gunsmith. Basically what it's saying, there's not 20 million guns in this game, there's just 20 million possibilities of customizing guns. You could be very cheap and put like red dot, silencer, maybe overgassing a weapon so it has rapid fire on a gun, so this way it fires faster, no one hears you, and you can still aim pretty accurately. You could be more like a shotgun guy, where you could put like buckshot with extended stock, grip, a compensator, and basically be able to kill people a lot easier. Or you could be like, with pistols as well. You can even use it with pistols, turning a fully automatic pistol into a 1 burst. All this is accessible, but you have to unlock most of these guns, of course, in both story and in multiplayer. There's nothing else it says back here, like nothing about the story. Of course, the game has access to Uplay, so you can get points from playing this game and go straight to Uplay. But that's not really important. There's one more thing I have a complaint about: the kill cams and the lag in the servers on Ghost Recon. I have not seen lag this bad in Ghost Recon multiplayer. I have not seen lag this bad since Operation Raccoon City. And you know how much I hated the lag in Operation Raccoon City. It would be like I shoot someone, 2 seconds later the shot finally registers. That's what basically happens here. Someone could shoot me, I run around and get cover, I'm dead a second later. I watch the kill cam and it says he shot me and I died before I ran behind the wall. Yet in my perspective, I ran behind a wall and died. And the problem is, these kill cams are really bugged. They're not like the Call of Duty kill cams, which I will agree right now, the Call of Duty kill cams are better than the Ghost Recon kill cams. The Ghost Recon kill cams, you can't even tell what you get killed with. Sometimes I'd be watching a dude and you just see gunfire from nowhere, and then it finally goes to the guy aiming down the sight, and I'm like, what happened? 9 times out of 10 I'd be like, what happened? And sometimes when I watch kill cams, I watch him shooting at the wall, I'm over there, and I'm dead! It just doesn't feel right. Like, the kill cams and the lag is unexcusable. That's just showing how badly the Ubisoft servers were. I think the Ubisoft servers weren't this bad. I mean, I played Assassin's Creed Revelations and played the multiplayer. The lag wasn't that bad. And now look, it's lagging like this. That is an accomplishment, people. That truly is an accomplishment. When you can have one game that's completely perfect, no lag whatsoever, no problems whatsoever, then the next game, you have problems up the buttocks. Yes, I said it. So what do I think about this game? I think it's a really good game. It has a great story to it. It's got a good story to it. Lasts about 10 to 12 hours with a really cool twist. Some cool twists in the story, I will say that right now. The guerrilla mode's a meh, because I don't really like it. And then we have the multiplayer mode, where I just don't like it for several reasons. The lag being one, the kill cams being bugged, the game modes being so scarce, and the fact that I can never get into a lobby that is full, it kind of shows that people aren't playing this game like other games like Call of Duty. So, if there's not a big enough fan base for this game that's playing this game, it's kind of shown me that this game didn't do very well. I still have to say, all things considered, I had fun with this game, both with my friends and without them. So what can I give this game? Well, as you know, my rating system's pretty strict depending on the problems of this game. And let's say the good and the bad. Let's say the good right now. Good story, great character, great computer AI, great enemy AI, great characters to know, cool twists, a lot of challenge to it, repetitive parts, but they're not too gruesome. And the multiplayer is pretty unique. Now let's get into the bad about the game. It's repetitive sometimes. It could get a little boring. The multiplayer's been having problems, like with the bugged kill cams and the lag. The Ubisoft servers keep shutting down constantly, freezing my game. As a matter of fact, this game has frozen my PS3 so many times, it's not even funny. I haven't had that many freezes since I played Fallout 3. And that's saying something. Because, you know, Fallout 3 would always lock up or something like that. And that gets annoying. So, with all the good and the bad, I have decided to give this game a 7.75. Just below what I would consider a great game. Just below it. So, a 7.75 is what I'm going to give Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Because the story may be good. I mean, I could say this game fully stands up on story alone, but they put a multiplayer in there that barely has any modes, only has about, like, what, 10 maps? The kill cams are bugged, and the Ubisoft servers are so bad that you'll lose connection to the servers, and it'll even freeze your PS3. And I know people have gone through it, because I've had plenty friends, even people I don't know, that have PS3s freeze. So, a 7.75 is what I'm going to give Ghost Recon Future Soldier. It's right above Battlefield 3, but mainly in story. The multiplayer is okay, and I don't mind playing it with friends. I say the multiplayer is fun with friends, but by yourself, don't even. Especially if you're playing with randoms. Ugh, I'd rather take my chances with Battlefield 3 being alone. So let me make sure I got the mouse ready. So, a 7.75 for Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen. And this has been A Wolf's Word, where you hear the words straight from the wolf's mouth. So I'll catch you all later. See ya.